Hello, amazing people. How are you guys doing today? I'm so glad to be your miss as usual. Okay, so we're still very much on the Ooni Of Ife's stories that are coming out at this time. Okay, and they're coming out fast and furious, but we have, picked some of them that we think will really interest you at this moment. Okay, so what is coming out allegedly at this time is the fact that Ooni Of Ife, that is our great Kabiyesi himself, is reacting to the condition purportedly laid down by Queen Naomi few days ago. You recall that few days ago, stories were rife. The rumor was, very rife in the social media that Queen Naomi has given Ooni of Ife three stringent conditions upon which she will be able to come to back to the palace. Okay, and I think you sincerely did one or two things regarding that, but for the sake of those who didn't follow up with that story, Queen Naomi had given three stringent conditions to Ooni of Ife, and the three conditions are: one, that she has to be announced to the world, as much as possible. That Ooni of Ife has to announce her coming back to the world. That's one. Number two, she was alleged to have said. Uh, Ooni of Ife will have to give a commitment that he was no longer going to have carnal knowledge of the harem of women currently in the palace. Okay. Then the third one was the fact that she had insisted that for her to come back to the palace, Ooni of Ife must, as a matter of urgency, divorce Olori Ashley. Okay. So these are the three stringent conditions that Queen Naomi was rumored to have given to Ooni of Ife for her to be able to return back to the palace. You and I know that Kabiyesi has been making some effort, a lot of effort actually, to ensure that Queen Naomi comes back. That is why we've spoken about at that time that he begged that Queen Naomi should come back to the royal palace, because that is where he normally takes a refuge once in a while. You recall that I've told you guys before now that look, the royal mansion is one place that has that conviviality of royalty, because everything that he needs to function as an oba, the paraphernalia of that authority are all in that place. Okay, so and we have also been reliably informed that that is where he gets his sanity after a very arduous day, in the office. Okay, so you recall that that is why he was purported to have begged Queen Naomi, when he heard that Queen Naomi locked up the place, sacked some of the maids and put the place under key and lock, he now begged that she should come back to that place and that place should not be left to just follow away like that. Okay. So, among other times that he has appealed for Queen Naomi to come back using the Deja Fakure and Reverend Esther Ajayi and several other people that you guys are already aware of. Okay. So, we are told that while all that was going on, Queen Naomi, purportedly gave these three reasons, stating emphatically that look, until these three reasons are met, she was not thinking of coming back to the palace anytime soon. Okay, anytime soon. Okay, so and Queen, we are hearing now that Ooni of Ife, has reacted to those three conditions, alleging that they are very, very outrageous conditions, by his own estimation. And this is what he had to say regarding each and every one of these three conditions, on the first one being that she should be announced to the world, that Queen Naomi should be announced to the world, that her back should be announced to the world. On this, Kabiyesi was rumored to have said that, look, he doesn't have problem with this, that as a matter of fact, he's ready to do this like this very minute. Okay, so he doesn't have any qualms with that number one condition. The number two, which she said only has to promise that he's not going to have a kind of knowledge of any of the Oloris in the palace. On this one, he said that would not be possible, and he went ahead to give his reasons why he thinks this will not be possible. Okay, then the number three reason that Queen Naomi gave that he should divorce Queen Ashley. On that one, he said that for him to do that, it will be inconsistent with the cultural ethos of his people, and him being the chief progenitor and custodian of the cultural heritage, it will be inconceivable for him to even contemplate doing that. Okay, okay. So he went further to say he doesn't want to do anything that would disparage his ruling house. He hails from the Gese ruling house. So he said he doesn't want to do anything that would disparage the Gese ruling house, since that could have collateral damage down to Tadenikao or any of his sons. Don't forget that anything he does right now, a time may come tomorrow where they are going to try to select another Oni, maybe probably when our great KBC and most of us have passed on. When that time comes, they could use this against him or against any of the children. That, okay, when your dad was there, he did something that was a bit sacrilegious or blah blah blah. So he is actually saying that, look, he wouldn't want to do that. Okay, so, and I think that may sound a very plausible reason for now. Okay, so he said he doesn't want to do anything that would jeopardize, Tadenika or any of his sons in the future. Okay, so he went further to appeal to Queen Naomi to soft pedal, because as far as he is concerned, I mean, as far as Kabiesi is concerned, he feels like Queen Naomi is grandstanding at this time. So he went further to ask that Naomi, Queen Naomi, he went further to ask that announcing Queen Naomi, that is announcing Queen Naomi to the world, is not a challenge, as he can do it with a blink of eye, like I said before, saying she knows how much he loves her. Okay? He also asked Queen Naomi if she made this impossible list on purpose, knowing how impracticable that could be. Well, I wouldn't know. I'm not. I don't live with Queen Naomi. I wouldn't know. Even though somehow, if you look at it, it's possible that Queen Naomi must have done this purposely. But I'm not there. I don't live with her, so it's just within the realm of speculation right now. But you recall that Olori Ashley, Olori Ashley's name is the only Olori name on this list for obvious reasons. I'm sure you guys will have noticed that in these conditions, the only Olori that was mentioned is Queen Ashley. And those of you who are familiar with the history of Ooni Of Ife's palace, you would know why that mention was made. That's because she's seen as a green snake in the green grass, or maybe you want to call it a betrayer. I don't want to waste your time going to the details. I'm sure a lot of you who are listening to the sound of my voice at this time already are very conversant with the details, all the intricacies that were involved, culminating to Queen Naomi calling her a betrayer. I'm sure you guys know all of that already. Okay. Don't forget also how she went about announcing her son as a crown prince recently. Yeah, that statement caused a lot of uproar within and outside the palace, to the point that Gise family had to quickly summon her. I think Kabiyesi himself summoned her, and at the end of the day, the Gise ruling house, mandated her to publicly apologize to Queen Naomi and Tadenikau to avoid a sacrilegious situation. And we were told that Olori Ashley purportedly did that thing, but she had to do it and she got it done. So obviously her name has to feature here expectedly. Okay. So for me, I strongly believe Queen Naomi made these impossible conditions on purpose, because she too is exhausted and tired of KBAC topsy-turvy conundrum so far. So as a keen follower of Ooni of Ife's palace stories and news, I want to say I'm in total agreement with Queen Naomi's current position on these conditions, and even going ahead to insist on them. KBAC has been the only one making all the rules and dishing out plethora of conditions, regardless of their level of incongruity. So it is very pleasing to see how the table is gradually turning at this time. Okay, so for me, I'm so happy that eventually Queen Naomi can breathe, and can also make conditions, for herself. So, like I said, it's possible Queen Naomi is making these impossible conditions because she's not willing and ready to come back to the palace. So how Ooni of Ife is going to deal with this aftermath and this position that Queen Naomi has taken is what we don't know. Okay, so this is what we are hearing at this time, allegedly. And I thought it wise that I have to bring this here to your doorstep immediately. So, what do you think about this recent happening? I want to hear what you think about this. Please leave your comment in the comment section. God bless you. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.